Well, hey there, idiots. Welcome back to Observe. In today's video, we're going to be analyzing the nonverbal communication again of Colleen Ballinger, and, well, in regards to a recent video, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and roll the intro. Oh my god, I'm holding an instrument. Forgot that this was about grooming. Holy cow. So obviously that's not how this video is gonna go, and I can say that I've been doing YouTube for almost 10 years now, and I've never seen this. This isn't something that I've experienced before. This is gonna be a new avenue of nonverbal communication reading for me in general. For those of you who might not be aware of the situation, Colleen Ballinger has been accused by many people of grooming and inappropriate interaction with underage kids. It's been everywhere. It's a pretty hot topic right now, and she was advised by her legal team to not make any statement on this. So she didn't make a statement. She made a song. And today I'm going to do my absolute darn bestest to go through this song and see what we can see non-verbally from her during this, and also just to experience this, because I have not watched this video all the way through. I couldn't bring myself to do it. So this is going to be a blind react to this. You and me will be relying on the information from the prior videos. All right, here we go. All right, so non-verbally speaking, what we're going to go ahead and note is that she's intentionally sitting very small in the frame. It's not whitewashed. She's wearing average clothing, things like that. So we're not seeing a manipulation in the form of the setting trying to convince us that she's being pure. So she's sitting small in the frame, very slight. Along with that, we're seeing a fairly fallen expression on her face with the relaxed muscles around the eyes and the lightly pressed lips and the lowered eyebrows. We're seeing an expression of not remorse, but it's a somber expression to be sure, and it is also rather forced. You can tell by the desynchronization of where she is looking around to suddenly pull in a ukulele for this. And it was at this point that I was like, I don't know that I can do this. But we're gonna do it together. Here we go.
It's been a while since you saw my face. I haven't been doing so great, so I took a little break. So a lot of people are saying some things about me that aren't quite true. Doesn't matter if it's true though, just as long as it's entertaining to you. Right?
All right, so okay, what I'm noticing on her face so far is, one, the smile that she's creating is not reaching her eyes. It's not a genuine smile. I think everybody can tell that. We're also seeing a little bit of contempt creep in there as well, as the one side of her smile is a little bit higher than the others. Now, for everybody who is unaware of what contempt technically means, it's an intellectual or moral superiority around a given subject. So she's feeling that here, displaying that on her face. And then we're seeing some occasional little lip compressions in there, which are a sign of negative emotions, perhaps biting back words, something along those lines. However, we can also rest fairly certain that all of this is pretty scripted and prepared. So we're already going to be working through multiple different lenses. That's going to make it a little difficult to get an accurate body language reading on this, if any at all. But so far, we're already getting some of the emotional backing behind this. Let's just go.
You guys having fun? All aboard the toxic gossip train. chugging down the tracks of misinformation, the toxic gossip train. You got a one-way ticket to manipulation station, toxic gossip train. Tie me to the tracks and harass me for my past, 'cause rumors look like facts. If you don't mind the gaps, I won't survive in the crash, but hey, at least you're having fun.
Well, there's not a lot of nonverbal communication going on that's able to be read through that. What a catchy little jingle. See, okay, so in my brain, my curiosity is like, okay, this toxic gossip train that is occurring right now is filled with video evidence, is filled with testimonials from different people, collaborating stories and everything like that. So, yes, the toxic gossip train is a thing. At what point? At what point is it solved via a ukulele? Like, I believe that music has a lot of power, and if used correctly, and I'm not sold on the fact that this is the correct use of music's power. I'm riveted by this song, so I'm just gonna go back into it. We'll see. We'll just see. You and I will see together. Oh my.
Hi everyone. I've been wanting to come online and talk to you about a few things. Even though my team has strongly advised me to not say what I want to say, I recently realized that they never said that I couldn't sing what I want to say. So here I am, and today I only want to talk about the facts. So
No, she wants to ukulele sing about the facts. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of lip compressions in here. There's a fair bit of difficulty that it might be existing psychologically as she's trying to say these things that she's already been advised, don't say the things that you're wanting to say. And so she's like, well, you know what, I think I'll just make it better. I think that instead of just saying it like an adult, I'm going to sing it like a Disney character. This is just not, this isn't how you handle allegations of grooming. This isn't it. And like, perhaps this is a manipulation point where she's trying to be like, oh, I'm playing this off so lighthearted that obviously it can't be real. But obviously there were people that were negatively affected by her actions. And then for her to be like, well, I'm just gonna address this with a ukulele and a ditty, that really underplays the effect that she's had on the people around her, regardless of her own intentions. And that in and of itself is fairly narrow-minded from her point. I'm gonna try to really listen to what she's saying and take in the words past the fact that she's singing them through the sound of a ukulele to really try to play a fair balanced thing here, but whew, all right.
I hope that you'll be willing to listen. Here we go. Many years ago, I used to message my fans, but not in a creepy way like a lot of you are trying to suggest. It was more of a loser kind of way, where I was just trying to be besties with everybody. It's kind of like when you go to like a family gathering, you know, and there's a weird aunt there who keeps coming up to you and going like, hey girl, what's the tea? And you're like, ugh. That was me, but in group chats with my fans. It was weird. I've been sharing my life online for over 15 years. I've poured my heart out to you, and because of that I feel like I'm talking to my friends, but in the beginning of my career, I didn't really understand that maybe there should be some boundaries there. There were times in the DMs when I would overshare details of my life, which was really weird of me. I haven't done that for years, you see, because I changed my behavior and I took accountability. But that's not very interesting, is it?
Did she take accountability? Because I've gone through the videos addressing all of this, and there was no accountability taken. There was a lot of blame shifting, to be sure. There was some manipulation. There was some owning up to certain facets of actions, to be very fair. And Colleen has done that more so than other people that I have seen in the past. This move, this is undermining all of her prior tentative good work. So throughout this, one of the main emotional drives that I'm feeling behind this is this level of perhaps contempt, like I mentioned, and also perhaps a level of scorn. And right now, I'm even noticing there are areas where she's narrowing her eyes. Again, the contempt is still creeping in. And she's taken on, even though she's singing a tone of what you might assume as being like a teacher-ish tone, she's explaining things rather than apologizing things, if that makes sense. So you know what?
So let's go on the toxic gossip train. The locomotive's fueled with hateful accusations. The toxic gossip train. Steamroll over someone's reputation. Toxic gossip train. Hop on board but close your eyes, otherwise you'll realize that the train is made of lies, and that person you despise maybe didn't deserve to die, but hey, at least you're having fun.
Okay, so obviously this is all rhyming in this area. This is all planned out. There's nothing that I'm going to be able to get non-verbally from this, but something else that she did bring up here that I will, because I do in any case, I will always support the fact that nobody should sling the "you should kill yourself" insult to a person, especially a person that they don't know, especially in this area. It's just not an okay insult to sling. And many of you did also message me back when I mentioned this in a prior video, saying like, there are circumstances in which that wish isn't as extreme, but circumstances and exclusions do exist to this rule. For the most part, I don't think that it's the best thing to wish anybody to kill themselves, especially in a public way. Just not okay. So that I can get behind, and I do have sympathy for Colleen on that front. It's hard to keep that sympathy going through the ukulele song that she's playing right now, but it is something that I do feel is valid to point out. So let's just see how she addresses some of these allegations that have evidence that people have been talking about and corroborating with. Let's see.
In all seriousness, I do think it's really important to hold people accountable for their mistakes. We should hope that everyone can learn from their mistakes and grow and change their behavior and be a better person. And this is something that I've always tried to do when I make mistakes, and it's something that I will continue to try to do. What? Oh, you don't care? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted me to take accountability, but that's not the point of your mob mentality, is it? No. Your goal is to ruin the life of the person you despise while you dramatize your lies and monetize their demise. I feel like I can already hear the comments on this video. She's gaslighting, manipulating. Oh, she's a narcissist and a rat. I would never make a mistake like that. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that all of you are perfect, so please criticize me. Bring out the daggers.
I find this amazing. What a fascinating manipulation to do. I could already hear the comments saying that she's doing all of these things, including manipulating, and then, right after that, she immediately dives into, I may have done bad things, but everybody does bad things, which is manipulation. Excusing your own bad behavior by pointing out the possibility of other bad behavior is a point of manipulation. I was apparently eating one of my dog's hairs. I don't see how that's not overtly clear in what she's doing here. Like, okay.
Bring out the daggers made from your perfect past and stab me repeatedly in my bony little back. I'm sure you're disappointed in my shitty little song. I know you wanted me to say that I was 100% in the wrong. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna take that route of admitting to lies and rumors that you made up for clout. Hey everybody, I found someone new to harass. She did some things that I do not like in her past. So everybody gather round, cause we're about to attack, but not based on facts, oh no. Your loaded lethal weapon is your fingers on the key.
Alright, so now what I'm noticing from her nonverbal communication, obviously the tone of the song is increasing, things are changing in the dynamic of the music itself, so that we're going to see that reflected physically, but along with that, we're noticing a fair bit of new activity around the upper half of her face as her eyebrows are drawing together and lowering in a level of aggression. Her eyes are widening, which means that this isn't like a scorn kind of aggression. This is just perhaps a frustration or classic anger. in that vein of aggression. And we're seeing her look around a little bit more sharply as well. So that does let us know that there is this level of frustration, perhaps anger in regards to what she's experiencing and interacting with. And we're seeing that come through in our nonverbal communication, despite the fact that there's a song playing in the middle of everything. So we're still getting some information from Colleen during this, none of which says I'm sorry. So far, even though she said multiple times, like, oh, I'm trying to take accountability, everything that she's shown and actually said so far is that she's not trying to take any accountability. And I think one of the things that really summarizes that best and really puts a nice cherry on top is the fact that she's doing this in a song. One of the a ditty of a song, one that isn't like an emotionally written song. It's meant to be a bouncy song, so she's downplaying it in and of itself. I can't. Wow.
You don't need any armor when you can hide behind a screen. So shoot me down quick with a click and bam. My reputation's deceased. I also wanted to take a minute to talk about that girl Miranda sings. You know the one. Yeah, her. She's PG-13. It says that on my website, and it's always been that way. And that's why you won't find my videos on the YouTube Kids app. Anyway, I didn't realize it was my responsibility to decide what was appropriate for every kid to see. I've always relied on parents to decide if they're comfortable with their families watching my YouTube videos or coming to my live shows. Now, have I made some jokes in poor taste? Yes. Have I made lots?
So, again, to play devil's advocate, that's fair. There's only so much that the creator themselves can do in regards to what audience perceives and whatnot. But yeah, so yes, parents have some control, viewers have some control, and all in all, even though Miranda said that she was going to be distasteful and perhaps inappropriate to youngsters in her show, even though she explains that doesn't mean that it's okay. Just because you say that you're going to do something bad does not make the bad thing that is said suddenly less bad. It's just known. So yes, fair point. Children and parents could be more observational about what they take in. Colleen didn't need to make anything that was bad to take in. That's all that I'm throwing out there. And the way that her content was obviously steered and geared towards younger kids, that was her demographic. For those of you who do not know, on YouTube, you are able to look at your demographic. You could see the ages and nationalities and everything of your most prominent groups. So it's not like Colleen didn't know. She did know and continued to make the same moves.
I made lots of dumb mistakes, yes. Am I sad that there are some fans who feel betrayed? Yes. But was my intention to manipulate? No.
Okay. Am I sad that there were some fans that were betrayed? I wasn't able to see anything nonverbally around that. Her face maintained a fair amount of blankness after that. And then, right afterwards, though, while singing the next verse, we're seeing a little narrowing of the eyes. This, like I said, can be scorn. And I saw a little bit of disgust come in at the corner of her nose and perhaps a flash of possible contempt in there as well, which, in my opinion, has a fair amount of information to it. I'm just under 6 minutes into this video, and I already, my day is different now. It's very different now.
It doesn't really matter what my intention was, because it seems as though everyone's already decided on that. Let me tell you, it's not very fun to have millions of people all over the world call you the most vile, horrendous, disgusting, life-ruining words that a person can be called, in my opinion. It doesn't matter that these things aren't true. Everyone just believes that you are the type of person who manipulates and abuses children. So I just wanted to say that the only thing I've ever groomed is my 2 Persian cats. I'm not a groomer. I'm just a loser who didn't
Okay, so from that little portion there, she's talking about more of the emotional weight behind some of the backlash that she's received for her actions online. I'm noticing that she actually might be struggling with a level of tears, sadness, emotion in this area, which would be centered around the self-pity. She's talking about how, well, not she's pitying herself for the experience she's had. And what I'm noticing is the freezing of the upper lip, and that stiff upper lip saying is well known around, but it is also a fairly reliable indicator of when somebody is trying to muscle back emotions. You will see that upper lip freeze quite prevalently. So hers froze during that time. Along with that, there were a little bit of action in the corner of her mouth with the downward turning as well, and the relaxation around her eyes as well, kind of lending me to believe that there was at least a level of perhaps grief, pity, or sadness slipping out from her nonverbal communication during that time when, of course, it was talking about how bad things were for herself. Let's keep watching.
Who didn't understand I shouldn't respond to fans, and I'm not a predator even though a lot of you think so, because 5 years ago I made a fart joke. So, even though I know this video won't change anyone's mind about me, I still felt it was important to come on here and defend myself a little and take accountability.
Where's the accountability taken? So far, all that I've heard is a lot of, I didn't do anything wrong, and if I did anything wrong, it wasn't something that was actually as wrong as you're saying it's wrong, so don't be mad at me. And at that very least, I want you to pity me. That none of that is accountability. But okay.
And I also wanted to say that to anyone out there who has ever supported me in any capacity, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. For what it's worth, I never had any bad intentions. But I do feel like shit.
Pausing again here. Never had any bad intentions, but I do feel like shit. Okay, so on the note of never had any bad intentions, oftentimes people who do bad things are not intending bad. They're bad things, but for the person doing the bad things, they have their reasons, they have their explanations, they have their own mental history that they're going to try to pull in, but it's still a bad thing being done. So while it even could arguably be true that perhaps she didn't have bad intentions, what she did had bad effects. And so that's where people are still very upset. Now, she's trying to pull in this idea of like, well, perhaps like I've grown from these mistakes and I don't do these anymore, which is possible. There is that possibility, and we shall see just how that goes from here. This song, this video is not laying the foundation for Colleen to turn over a new leaf and have a different style of content that's not questionable. Like this isn't setting that up very well. There's a lot to think about.
The toxic gossip train, chugging down the tracks of misinformation. Toxic gossip train, you got a one-way ticket to manipulation station. Toxic gossip train, you tied me to the tracks and harassed me for my past. Rumors look like facts when you don't mind the gaps. I won't survive in the crash, but hey, I hope you had some fun.
Again, another point of manipulation around the end of the song there, trying to garnish pity and trying to divert any of the negative attention that they have garnished in and of themselves. So it feels like the song's about to be done. There's still a couple minutes left of this video. In my opinion, the song was done a while ago, but it's still going on because I think I think we have to get this apology video song monetized. So let's 2 more minutes.
Actually, I feel like maybe I should let you guys know something. It seems like maybe you're confused about something. I don't know. Let me try to help. Sometimes people make a mistake and it doesn't make them a horrible person. Whoa. Sometimes people can make a mistake and they're still a good person. Crazy, I know. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you don't have to take that mistake, oh no, and twist it up and grind it and add some lies to it and pulverize it and stab it with knives and ruin a life and oh no, sometimes people can make.
So what I'm noticing again, this is obviously also scripted. So Colleen also there for a second tried to add an organic touch to it by acting like she's going to reach up and turn off the camera, and then comes back and delivers an already created verse, meaning that verse has been created in the past. It was premeditated, and then she tried to add this organic feel into there by showing that she's going to turn off the camera or whatever and be like, oh, but wait, I have more that I've already prepared, so I knew I was going to do this. So that little manipulation thingy that I did with the camera there, that's just for show. That's just try to make it sound like and seem like I'm being organic here. Wowie. All right.
Make a mistake, it doesn't mean you gotta send them hate, oh no. Sometimes people can make a mistake and you can kindly let them know and help them to grow. Sometimes people make mistakes simply because they made a mistake. And that mistake doesn't make them a terrible human. It just makes them a human. But what do I know? Fuck me, right?
See why so many people were like, you need to watch this video. You need to. Wow. Okay. For the people that are on the receiving end of this, especially the victims of this situation, I don't. Let me know if you're watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you really felt like this song spoke to your soul, like Colleen was really trying to own up to her mistakes, to the things that she did, to the damage that she caused. Let me know. I, for one, if I were in the position of one of the victims, would probably not be overtly excited to find out that this is the approach that was taken. And going through the song, listening to the words of the song, it was all centered around manipulation. The entirety of the song was centered around manipulation, with this partial owning up to something idea, while everything was geared towards making anybody viewing pity and have sympathy for and go easy on, and optimistically, from what I'm understanding, sweep everything under the rug. And that's not an apology, that's an excuse. That's not somebody saying they're sorry, that's somebody manipulating people to make people feel like they shouldn't have to be sorry. And so at the very end, with some of the other things about like, oh, everybody's human, everybody can make mistakes, that's all true, that's very valid, that's very fair, and I support that. Like, everybody has the opportunity to change their actions. This is not Colleen changing her actions. This is Colleen excusing her actions. So she's made mistakes. She even admits to making the mistakes and then is showing that that's not that important. Wow. All right. Okay. If there's anything else that you would like me to take a look at, perhaps there's other footage that I haven't seen, something like that, something along those lines. If there's anything involving this whole scenario, let me know in the comments below, and I'll probably be able to take a look at it. If you would like to see any other things, you know, the spiel, true crime, mysteries, all of that, just let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't. do all of those things. But without further ado, that's all that I've got for today. My name is Logan, and you have been oh so awesome as you always are. And I'll see you in the next video.